Hey, what's up everyone? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion, and you guys asked for it. I told you I was going to do it, and here it is. Today I'm going to do a comparison and review of the Asics Gel Venture 6, the Asics Gel Venture 7, and the Asics Gel Venture 8, and what I think. Now, I already have a video out there. If you haven't seen it, I'll put the link in the video description below, of a comparison of these two, the Asics Gel Venture 6 and the Asics Gel Venture 7. So I'm not going to repeat too much of that. This is going to be kind of a faster video. I will have information and links, including links to where you can get these shoes in the video description below, and we definitely appreciate the support out there. Also, there are some very important key disclaimers. Please check those out in the video description, and I have to say that I paid for all these shoes with my own money. This video is not sponsored by Asics, and everything I'm saying is all my personal and honest opinion only. Now, here's the thing. Let's start off with the 6. The 6, I really like this shoe, and you can get a good look at it right here. Now what you'll notice immediately are the laces. To me, the 6 is, and I've worn this shoe quite a bit. These are all trail running shoes. To me, the 6 is sort of that quintessential Asics running trail shoe that you can just put on. You know what it's gonna feel like. For me at least, it always works. And again, you know, this is very subjective. Everyone has their own opinion. But it absolutely just works. They're sturdy shoes. It holds up. It's not like a superstar shoe, but it is it's almost like that best friend that, you know, you just throw it on and it works. So I really like this shoe a lot. I feel like the construction, if you can see here, is quite good. I mean, I've had the shoe for a while. The mesh is nice. You know, these work, the laces work really well. I don't have any problem with anything fraying, snapping, anything like that. And it holds up, right? I like it. I like it a lot. It's very solid. You know, I feel like these last comparatively pretty well. Downsides, it feels a little heavier, even though I looked at some specs and you can see different specs out there, but it just feels that way. But it also feels a little bit more sturdy. But I don't feel like I feel the fastest in these shoes. I feel like these are shoes that are a little bit stronger. They're gonna hold up a little bit better. But now, having experienced the 7 and the 8, I see how and where they've improved it, in my opinion. But I really like this shoe. Let's talk about the 7. The 7 feels like a lighter shoe to me. They went with the flat laces. You can see here where, to me, and they have a different kind of mesh here. It feels like they were going for a sleeker, more advanced, faster setup. But I also feel like, and you can see this is a little bit of a different thing here. I feel like here it's probably good to see the treads. I haven't worn these quite as much, and I feel like, in my opinion, although in fairness, this is the oldest one. I believe, if I remember correctly. This is the oldest one, followed by the 6, and then the 8s are brand new, relatively. I got them over the summer. For me, I feel like this is a faster shoe. It seems like a little bit more advanced, but I don't think it holds up as well. And honestly, of the 3, they're my least favorite shoes. They're not bad, they're cool, but I kind of feel like, you know, you can see here where that's kind of wearing a little bit, just, you know, and all the shoes wear, but I just feel like this was a little bit built maybe more for speed and style. It has a little less strength to it, in my opinion. And I don't feel like if I'm like lifting or something or moving things, I don't feel quite as set up in this shoe. In the 6, I'm like, okay, I'm set up. Like, not totally like I would be in like a really heavy, rugged, you know, shoe, lifting shoe or tennis shoe or whatever. But for a running shoe, the 6s I feel pretty set up on it. This one I feel like I'm a little bit faster, probably a little bit more ready to run, but I don't think it's gonna last quite as long. And the flat laces, I wasn't quite as much of a fan of those at first. Now let's talk about the 8. The 8 to me, and let's compare this. You can see here, these laces. I'm gonna try to really hold on that for a second because I know this is not gonna be super easy to sort of perceive even with 4K. I'm gonna try to like do this here. Okay, now the thickness of the laces on the 8. Very close, right? But my perception, right or wrong, I feel like the 8's a little bit thicker. I feel, yeah, feeling it. Yes, I can feel it, right? Okay, so with the 8, so with the 7 here, it feels a little bit more, that's hard to really explain this. It's a little bit more thin, a little bit more, not as substantial. Here, this feels thicker and grittier, right? So I think that's gonna be a better result. And you know, what bothered me about the 7s hasn't really bothered me about the 8s in terms of the laces. Now, you can see this. I've already done a review of the 8. I feel like this is good construction right here. I think there's more padding over here. I really like this here. This feels like it's a lot more springy, and I like the tread. The bottom line for me, and compare that with the 7, right? Again, it's gonna be very, very similar, but there's going to be some key differences. You can see that just shows up right there. It's like, okay, you know, this feels a little stiffer in here. This is a little bit more spongy in here. You can tell it's gonna have that rebound to it. I really love the color on this too, but then you can see like the padding here versus here. A little more substantial in my opinion in the 8. To me, this feels like a pretty substantial shoe, but it also feels like it's the fastest. And that's really cool. I have the feeling here of sitting on top of the shoe. The 8 is my favorite out of all of them. And I'm gonna give this, I'm gonna revise my earlier rating. I'm gonna give this shoe a solid 9. I could even go as high as 9.5. I won't know till later, but right now I'm gonna give this a 9. Now, it really forms on your feet. It sort of has that kind of like attachment, that conformity right here on the top, and then you sit on top of this. So I really feel like I'm sitting right on top of this springiness, but moving down like the pavement or walking, I feel like I've got a lot more support and rebound right in here. So it definitely gives you a fast feeling. It maybe not unlike sort of a sports car, right? And it feels definitely the most agile and nimble of all the 3, but I also feel like it's sort of solid construction and it's going to hold up. So I really like that. I'm not prepared to say like this is the perfect shoe, but I think that there's I can see like going from the 6 to the 8, I like these better. Like being in the 8, you can see where, okay, this is my old friend and it's nice, but there's just too many improvements here, right? So I'm comfortable here and they hold up, but there's just too many improvements here. The 7, in my opinion, forget about it. It's like, you know, it's a good shoe. You know, I love Asics shoes, don't get me wrong, obviously I bought it, but I feel like what they were trying to do in the 7, they got it so much better in the 8. Like you know, what the good parts and the things that missed were really addressed here. So I had said this before in my review. I kind of like the 6 better than the 7, but I really like the 8 way better than the 7. So for me, the 8 is number 1, the 6 is number 2, and the 7 is number 3. That's where I put it. So I'm giving this a solid 9. This is a great shoe. I'm really happy about it. Again, I'll have links in the description below to get this shoe. Again, check out all the important disclaimers down there. I'll have more information as well. And I know a lot of viewers out there don't subscribe. We would love it if you subscribe, and definitely turn on the notification buttons. We have all kinds of great videos coming. Lots in store for the channel. I've got all kinds of plans. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you next time.